Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes only. Um, Today is Friday, so happy Friday, everyone. And before we get started, let's just take a look at our news. The news of the day. First in consumer, General Motors GM announces collaboration with Tesla TSLA to integrate North American charging standard connector design into its EVs beginning in 2025. Collaboration to expand access to charging for EV drivers and 12,000 Tesla superchargers growing throughout North America. Duckhorn portfolio, NAPA, quarter three adjusted EPS 16 cents versus 12 cents. Mission Produce, AVO, quarter two adjusted EPS 1 cent versus estimate 1 cent loss. NIO, NIO, Chinese EV maker, quarter one revenue rose 7.77% year over year to Renminbi 10,068 billion versus RMB 9 billion 91 million last year. Quarter one vehicle deliveries were 31,000, consisting of 10,430 premiums smart electric SUVs and 20,611 premium smart electric sedans. Vail Resorts, MTN, quarter three EPS $8.18 versus $8.84 estimate. Target TGT was downgraded at Citigroup to neutral from buy and deceleration in foot traffic and tough competition. Onto energy, industrials, and materials. Argan Incorporated, AGX, first quarter EPS 16 cents versus estimate of 36 cents on revenues of 103.675 million versus estimates of 116.90 million. Concrete pumping, BBCP, second quarter EPS 9 cents versus estimates 10 cents. Planet Labs PL, first quarter EPS 13-cent loss versus estimate of 14-cent loss. Raytheon Technologies RTX unit, Raytheon Intelligence and Space bagged a $372.1 million U.S. Navy contract, according to a Thursday notice posted on the U.S. Defense Department's website. On to financials. Cohen and Steers CNS reported preliminary AU adjusted unit AUM of 77.9 billion as of May 31st, 2023, a decrease of 3.1 billion from AUM in April 30th, 2023. Fed discount window loans 3.17 billion in the week ended June 7th, after 3.97 billion term funding loans for the week ending June 7th. Hut 8 mining, HUT, mined 147 Bitcoin in the period ending May 31st. Total balance of unencumbered Bitcoin held in reserve as of May 31st is 9,233. On to healthcare. AngioDynamics, ANGO, to sell dialysis product portfolio. BioSentry product for $100 million to Merit Medical, MMSI. Narrows full year 23 revenue view to 338 million to 339 million, from 338 million to 342 million, it said prior. AstraZeneca, AZN, said it has reached an agreement with Quell Therapeutics to develop, manufacture, and commercialize engineered T-regulatory or T-reg cell therapies for autoimmune diseases. Quell will receive 85 million upfront in the form of cash payment and equity investment, and is eligible to receive more than 2 billion in milestone royalties. Genmab, GMAB, said results from phase 1/2 EPCORE TM NHL-2 trial investigating epcoritamab in conjunction with rituximab lenalidomide. It's tough to pronounce. Well, anyway, it showed a 98% overall response rate, ORR, 87 complete metallic response, CMR, in patients with relapsed or refractory follicular lymphoma. Sientra, SIEN, announced that the FDA has granted a $510K clearance for the company's novel patented ALLOX2 Pro Tissue Expander. On to technology, media, and telecom. DocuSign, which is trending today, Q1 adjusted EPS 72 cents versus estimate of 55 cents. Revenues rose 12% year over year. American Software, AMSWA, Q4 adjusted EPS 12 cents versus estimate 9 cents. Braze, BRZE, Q1 EPS loss 13 cents versus estimate of 15 loss. Comtech Telecom, CMTL, Q3 adjusted EPS 11 cents versus 15. And Dish Network, DISH, appears increasingly desperate to sell assets and raise money, and continues to battle speculation from insiders that it could face bankruptcy. On the money has learned, New York Post reported last night. Adobe, ADBE, upgraded to overweight at Wells Fargo and lifts its price target to street high, and the stock is rising before earnings. And so that's our news for today. So let's go to some charts, share my screen. Let's look at what's moving. This is yesterday's where the money was flowing. Try to move my picture out of the way and see consumer defensive, Walmart, Costco, PG, Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Lilly. Let's see what's moving today. Microsoft up 0.37%, Oracle, semiconductors again, communication, Amazon is down slightly, Tesla is up 6% on the news with GM, and some of our financial issues are doing well here. So that's what we're looking at there. Once again, I believe most people should be in this type of format, annuity or index universal life. It steps up, doesn't go down, you sleep well at night. And how does it compare to the indexes? Well, it beats the indexes. Just the very fact that it doesn't go down once it steps up, this will help it beat all the indexes. That's just my opinion. And let's go to some charts here. Here is something that's in the news for making electric batteries. So continue to watch this one. It's 229. If it can break out along there, maybe off to the races. Considering of EV batteries, take a look at some copper issues. ERL Copper, a Canadian Copper Explorer, rising up here. I'd continue to watch that. Southern Copper pulling back to its 20-day moving average. Generally, the best time to buy this is when it was down. How can we see that? Look over here. Good, nice profit. Had a pullback. Once again, a nice profit. Now we're going to pull back. Will it do the same again? We don't know, but we'll continue watching it. Let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar is up slightly today, up 0.26%, still below the 200-day moving average. Look at gold. Gold is still staying in this big blue box here. We'll see if it can break out a little bit. Silver, another component that is used a lot in EV batteries. Looked at this yesterday. We'll just see if this can break out. It seems to have found support, and it's building the right side of its base. Stocks have personalities. They're much like individuals. All this volume are the different people trading in it, which gives it a personality. And stock, you can generally predict what it's going to do based on this personality, how it sells off in the past, and how it builds momentum previously as well. So watch out for these factors. Let's take a look at our cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin still not doing much. Same with Ethereum. Let's look at our bond yields. Wow, look at that. Bond is bouncing off of its 10-day moving average. This almost looks like a cup with a handle, if that is it. Look out for our stocks, because they don't do well when the bond yields are rising. Here's our 20-year. It tried to move and is pulled back. The 1 to 3 year bond pricing is dropping, so yields are increasing. We'll continue to watch that one. So it looks like short-term bond yields are rising at the moment. Let's take a look at some of our movement. Nothing happening in our materials sector. Metals and mining, not much happening there. This is the biotech that was doing well. It's pulling back right now. Semiconductors remain strong. Communication also remain pretty strong. It's really extended against the 50-day, so it's good that we got some consolidation going, and it's still above the moving averages. Technology is still pretty strong. It's pulling back here a little bit, but that's all healthy. Our aerospace airlines are trying to fight back here. Cyber technology is still basing. We went over that yesterday. We had some huge volume on the up, but it really didn't go anywhere. Housing still remains strong, considering the strong interest rates. I think somebody feels in the next 6 to 12 months that our interest rates are going to start coming down. Whether that is the case or not is a big question. Healthcare sector still looks pretty strong. The wrong one. Financials. Still coming up here a little bit. Consumer discretionary still remains strong. And finally, our industrials. We got to pull back there as well. So today, instead of looking at our winners and losers, I thought we would take a look at banking stocks and small caps were on the move yesterday. We would take a look at some of those stocks that people were buying. Pull these up. CIR gapped up huge, highest volume in its history, had earnings increase of 960%. They make valves and fluid control products for oil and gas. Pacific PacWest Bancorp, still kind of underwater here. BIG, not doing too much, pulling back here today. Let's take a look at Pacific. I thought I saw a big move up yesterday. So it was up $1.15 yesterday. That's a pretty strong move. And it's backing off about 47 cents today. Designer Brands. Had a big move yesterday. It's pulling back here a little bit. It did gap up and then just continued strong, closed very strong on, even though that their earnings came in and negative 52 negative 56%, and underneath their earnings surprise, 7.28%. Go back to my screen. Alaris manufactures, markets, distribute premier global footwear. Continues to rise. Speaking of mobile footwear, on one of the leaders today. Just take a quick look at it. Gapping up nearly 7% on huge volume. Coherus Therapeutics for treatment of various inflammatory continues to move up off the bottom. Looks like they found support of another 3% today. Rayonier Advanced Materials down 1%, but it's had a pretty good trend up here. Once again, these are the small caps that the big money is buying right now. This is Quanex Building Products. Huge move off of the bottom when they reported earnings, negative 18%, but I guess it was a surprise. Too many, up 61% surprise. G3 Apparel. Look at this huge gap up, closed on strength, even though earnings came in a negative 82%. This was a 236% earnings surprise. NBR Neighbors Group, Neighbors Industries has been increasingly bought up over here. Look at the Number of blue bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, all above average all volume. So that's your personality there. And let's see, RAA. Purchases, collects, and manages portfolios of defaulted consumer receivables. Big move off the bottom. We'll just have to see now once it consolidates. Chico Foss. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 days. Earnings came in at 14%. That's the earnings surprises over 16%. Look at the blue bars on this buying. So it's not just our sister Susie. And finally, the final small cap that people are buying up is Kubi, Customer Bancorp. And after big drop, it's starting to pop again. Down 4.22% today. To see it's developing in a handle, but these are according to Investors Business Daily, the 12 stocks everybody is suddenly wants to buy. So that's our report for today. This has been Mornings with Michael. For informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. I forgot one thing. We didn't look at our indexes. The VIX is popping over here. May have hit bottom temporarily. We'll look at it. For spiders, S&P 500. Interesting, the VIX and the S&P are up today. The NASDAQ is up. Take a look at the NASDAQ equal weight. Starting to pick up some movement, which is healthy as this kind of broadens out. Dow Jones, not doing too much today. And finally, our small cap, which we're just looking at a number of issues, is pulling back today. So that's our report. Hope everybody has a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. And we'll have our guests Saturday on Mornings with Michael. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great weekend.